We're here.
Hi,
We're live. It's been a while
back to the
again.
Nathan and Steven podcast. Time Times, definitely an episode, probably episode 18. Others the song.
Playing the song. Let's just give it a second. Can you hear it? I don't know if it's playing good.
I could hear it.
Okay. Wow, it takes a while to start, I think.
Look at it go. Okay,
Oh, there
anyway.
it is. Okay, do the intro now.
Okay.
Talking about.
Welcome back. We're gonna be talking about Black
I
Widow.
don't know how loud this is.
I could hear it, but like not very well. Steven's playing the song from the intro of the movie because it sets the tone. Anyway. Okay, was I the only one who thought that song was misplaced? I thought it was weird.
It was just there.
Yeah, I was confused. And the intro went on forever.
So loud for me. I don't know how loud it is
Oh,
for
I
you.
can hear it.
I don't know the words.
Okay.
Okay, no
Anyway,
more song.
welcome back, and yeah, we're talking about Black Widow, and I hope you enjoyed the music. And it's the first MCU movie in a year and a half, I think. And it takes place between Civil War and Infinity War, which
Yeah.
we'll talk about. And yeah, it was after the shows. It was the first like full movie, and it was in the theater. So, general thoughts. What are your thoughts on Black Widow, Steve?
Okay, walking out of the theater, I thought it was like this movie was really good. But then thinking back on it, it's like I think it was still good. I just don't think it was as good as I thought, just because, you know, first movie, and
Hmm.
I think it was no, it wasn't the first movie I've seen in theaters because I saw quite.
Yeah, I did too. That was the only one.
But yeah, pretty much first Marvel movie. So, you know,
Um, yeah, I mean, okay, I'll start with this. I did like the movie, and I still do after like looking back on it, and it's definitely like solid, and it's definitely like probably a little like it's around probably the midway like of the Marvel movie rankings. It's probably around like the halfway point. Um, so that YouTuber I watch, Ben Wyatt or whatever, he talked about how after Phantom Menace came out, everyone did this thing called Phantom Menacing, where they were in denial of how bad it was, that they were hyping it up, and people were saying it's better than Return, and that like, oh, the kid Anakin stole the show, and like there was all these interviews. We know now that that's not true, and like obviously like
well,
okay,
majority of it.
the smart ones know that's not true. And anyway, like I don't want to say that I'm like being oblivious and in denial. Like obviously it was good, but like the theater experience and like it being the first one definitely gave me a boost of happiness after coming out of that movie. So.
Yeah, yeah. I just think it was like I don't know. It definitely just from the beginning, I thought it didn't really feel like much like a Marvel movie. It was kind of like I don't know, like just like the beginning opening, like the opening scene was like really different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then and then like it's so weird because like you got to remember the all the events of like
I know.
Civil War, and I feel like we're like we'll probably remember more than most people just because like we're like pretty big Marvel fans and like we've rewatched movies and we've seen those movies kind of recently. So it's like we remember what happened, but like majority of people are like they don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Yeah, watching Civil War definitely would have like been beneficial. And watching this, like I saw this with Thomas and Gavin, which are two people who like don't watch the
Yeah,
MCU, and they liked it, but then like Thomas like, oh, I don't get like why she was on the run. It's like, yeah, why would he know that? Like, and then Gavin was like, oh, is she going to be in future ones? We're like, oh no, she's dead. It's
I
like,
know. Yeah,
so
my
it's a little,
I watched it with my cousins and they're just like confused.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't think it's the best movie to
Mhm.
introduce someone to the MCU with. Um, but like I mean, it's just like we talked about it when like we were watching the trailers and whatever. Like
Mhm.
at first we were like, I feel like this is just gonna be a baseline MCU
Mhm.
movie. But then as time went on, we were all hoping for it to be like this big, like I don't know what we were
And
expecting, but
we
we
just
were
wanted
expecting
an incredible
something
return to
big.
the MCU.
Yeah, and like I don't think we got that really, but it's fine. It's like the first movie, Phase 4. I mean, it's not bad by any means. It's like a decent movie.
We'll start with the pros first, because like the cons I have aren't really like complete dislikes. It's just a little couple issues and
Yeah.
nitpicks. But like the pros, like I thought, I like the cast. Like I liked all the characters. I
I
thought.
was about to say.
No, Florence. No, okay. I did think David Harbour's character, whatever, Red Guardian, was like kind of underwritten. Like I hope he returns because he didn't do enough. He was like funny, and I liked his
Yeah.
character.
All the
But
characters were actually like pretty funny.
this is
That
one
was
of
the
the
one
funny.
thing I actually liked with like the jokes were actually pretty good.
Yeah, this is one of the funnier like Marvel movies. Like, and it was good being in a theater again because like I got to like hear audience reactions and stuff again. It's like I kind of missed that. Like when people
Yeah.
tell jokes in WandaVision, I'm just sitting there looking to no one on my left. So
Were there jokes in WandaVision?
they tried, but
What? Maybe.
anyway. But no, then I thought I don't want to say that's as far as my pro goes. That's not true, but it was definitely like a standard Marvel movie, I guess, for the most part. Like it wasn't offensive and it didn't take like great like risks and stuff, which was
Yeah.
kind of good for like this scenario because we hadn't seen a Marvel movie in a while, and it was like I don't know. You're right. Like it didn't feel like a normal Marvel movie, but I guess the best comparison is like it felt inspired by like Winter Soldier and stuff. Like it kind of felt like they were going for a
Yeah.
spy thriller,
Yeah.
which I guess makes sense.
Yeah. It was just like you can't really get much out of a character like Black Widow just because of like. Oh, I don't want to say she's a bad character because I started liking her character the more I like rewatch the movies. But she's definitely underwritten for majority of the MCU.
Yeah.
And then she becomes like a pretty good character in Endgame and Infinity War, and she dies. But so I feel like a lot of people were expecting her to get a lot of character development, and like in some ways, she didn't even feel like the main character.
I know. I was gonna.
It's
Yeah.
like the more I think about it, it's like she wasn't even in the like she was in the movie, but she wasn't. I don't know. It was just like the family was the main character, like the entire family.
The idea of like the Red Room. Like
Yeah, I don't know.
So my main I know these are huge cons, so I promise I like the movie. My major issues is the main character, like how they treated her, the plot, when it takes place, and what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just okay. The idea, like it just didn't feel like they had a stellar idea and they were like, oh, we gotta make this Black Widow movie. This is a story everybody wants to hear. It felt like they're like, people want a Black Widow movie, and we've already made a woman like what led with Captain Marvel, so now we could finally release it. But where was that back in like 2016? You know, like had this come out and the time it was supposed to, it would have been way better. Especially since there's no benefit, I feel like, for it being a prequel besides the post-credit scene. Like you could release this at any time.
Yeah. Well, when they said they were making Black Widow movie, I feel like everyone figured it was going to be about her actual past.
With Hawkeye and whatever, and then like her.
Well, yeah. Well, the Budapest and like actually her training in the Red Room, and like I feel like that concept would have been much more like exciting and interesting than like what we got. You know. I don't know.
Especially because they've hinted at it so many times at the MCU.
Yeah, the Budapest. Yeah, they.
You're right. I mean,
so many times. But at least we finally got an explanation for it.
I'm not like a huge comic reader or whatever, and I don't have like Taskmaster. I was not offended by like people were, and like with the Mandarin, but it is kind of an issue. Like the whole thing with the villain or whatever is like he's like hidden and super hard to find. Then like that kind of hurts the movie because you don't see the villain. Like, oh, you see him in the introduction, but you
didn't show up until like the last like 30
yeah,
minutes.
like Taskmaster's there to give like them something to fight, you know, and so are like the Red Room ladies. Like, it felt like those just like throwaway armies in Infinity War that they fight just so there's something like to watch them fight before like the main threat, which is like Thanos. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like it's hard to like root for something that you don't even know what's happening.
Yeah,
like, you don't really know what they're fighting till like the last few scenes. And like I know like there's like a lot of criticism with Taskmaster and whatever. I know it was like the same as Iron Man 3 because Mandarin was like not real, but I still really like that movie. But Taskmaster was definitely like I feel like they could have done her better. It's weird saying that because I know it's a him and a
I know I want to say him because I thought it would be a guy.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. I don't really know what I like. I kind of know what he's like in the comics, but I don't know that well. So
yeah, and I don't know the whole like idea of them like just brainwashing. There's like an antidote, and then I talked about it, but like the fact that she can't attack him because of his pheromones is something like there's just a bunch of little like details that just kind of like oh we're gonna do that, and then like I don't know stuff like that was just like and I didn't like how they flashed back to a previous conversation between Natasha and like the mom,
Oh
or
yeah, yeah,
to just like give answers to everything. It's like, okay, how many times are we gonna just like try to answer for a problem?
yeah. I don't know. It's just like plot was pretty simple.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's not much to say about it.
That's
It's like a basic movie.
the cons are the pros. Like if they took a risk, it might have been horrible, but the fact that they didn't was kind of good. Like they went like the safe approach.
Yeah. Like I don't think they're expecting this movie to be amazing, but I don't
I mean,
know.
that's the criticism, is that it just feels like filler, and like the fact that Natasha's like dead now. Like there's not like we talked about how she didn't really have character development, but how could you? Because we've already seen her after this. Like you can't really create
Yeah.
a arc because it's like, oh, where's that? And yeah,
Yeah.
so
I'm glad. The one thing I'm glad they didn't do is like they didn't make General Ross like a major part of the movie because I feel like that would have made it like way too complicated and like messy. Like I'm
okay,
glad he was just kind of there at the beginning
yeah, and
to
then
like give context for when the movie takes place, and then there at the end to like to close the events because you know that she like has to save everyone and like get everyone out of prison for Infinity War. And then what did she get captured?
that's what I was gonna say. I right when you said
Yeah,
Jennifer Ross, like I really didn't like how they showed the cars circling her and she didn't run. Then they go 2 weeks later and she's just on like free again. Like I did not like that much.
yeah. I don't really know what happened.
That was a little bit
Because
like
Cosmo brought that up, and I was like, wait, yeah, wait, what?
it just like it didn't feel messy or unwritten. It just felt lazy. Like it's just like why even show her getting like like why did you even include that if you
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
there's
It
just
was just
some like
because
odd.
like they just needed something to get the family out
Mhm.
and whatever.
And I mean Winter Soldier and Civil War both had really like notable action scenes. I don't know. I thought the action was good in this one. Like I liked the scene with the avalanche and stuff when they're running. And then
Yeah,
I didn't know. I don't know how much I like that final thing where they're falling from the sky. Like obviously Avengers movies are not realistic, but like
yeah,
it was
that
kind of
was. It
boundaries.
reminded me of you know, in season 7 of Clone Wars when Ahsoka is like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
is that except
yeah.
just not as good.
That's facts. Because yeah,
But
uh,
also she's a Jedi, so it's like it's different
oh,
because
also I already brought this up to you, but I cannot that one scene where like with the
it's so funny.
screen and like I don't know what they were supposed to do because the script was horrible. Like just the line delivery, she was like, "Oh, don't do it. Oh, it was fun. No," this just like blew up. I was
They
like,
were trying to make a callback to early in the movie, and it's like whatever.
"Hey, I guess." And
That was I don't even know. That scene was so. I didn't even notice it. Like I wasn't paying. I guess I just wasn't paying attention that much. And then you sent me the video, and I rewatched it. And it's like, what just
I
happened?
don't know. I like caught that right away for some reason because it was like the climax or something. And I saw that I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, it's not good in that scene.
And the post credit scene, like I don't like. I just want to talk. This is more not even part of the review, just like speculation. I guess like I don't really understand the whole deal with that like lady, like Madam Hydra, whatever she's supposed to be. Is she creating a team? It just feels like
She's
Nick
supposed
Fury
to
showing
be,
up in the end
yeah,
credits.
but she's supposed to be forming like a bad team.
Like the Thunderbolts or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's that. So General Ross is supposed to become Red Hulk, and then I
Okay,
think,
good vision.
and then they already have what's his name, John Walker, and then Elena, and I don't know who
I
else.
mean, so is Florence Pugh gonna be in the Hawkeye show now? Like, is that gonna tie
I
in?
don't know. I don't even know. But like, what? I feel like that could be just summed up with like a quick conversation. Just be like, "No, I didn't kill
Like,
him,"
it's gonna be like a fight scene. He's gonna be like, I didn't do it. And then he'll be
and
like, oh,
then
okay.
they're gonna keep fighting, and it's gonna be like, "Wait, I don't know." We'll
I
see.
also wonder if the lady actually genuinely like believes that because like from anyone outsider's point of view, like two people went to that planet and one came back. So like
That's true.
like I wonder if she
It's not
actually
like
thinks
they announced to the public what happened, or
that.
like,
Yeah.
I don't
Uh,
know. I guess.
and as much as I wanted Tony Stark like sort of cameo or phone call or something, I'm kind of glad they didn't. Like as a fan, I wanted it, but like it kind of would have been weird. Like you're right. Like they provided enough context with like Ross and like the events going on, without like making it fan service. Like, oh, here's these characters. Remember, they're alive right now. Like it was
Yeah,
good that they didn't do that.
yeah. Probably would have been really expensive too, just
Yeah,
to get
it's the expensive
RDJ
one.
to say like one line.
The only like emotional connection I had was like the fact like with Natasha is the fact that I know she dies and this is like the last time we'll see her.
Yeah,
But it was just so like underwhelming, I guess.
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like they could have done more for a Black Widow movie, it wasn't really about Black Widow. It's just weird.
I just, especially since they're trying to set up characters like possibly the Red Guardian and then obviously Yelena, and I
Yeah.
just like, if she didn't die, like this would have been a better start to like Phase 4, because like it actually takes place after Endgame, and then you get to see these new characters. Because now it's like, where were they during Endgame? Where like there's this weird.
Yeah, I know that because everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna die because they don't show up."
Yeah,
So
but
then,
they
but
don't.
yeah, I don't know.
And as far as like deaths go, there wasn't really anything like. I didn't really feel stakes, especially since she does. She feels invincible. Like honestly, she's not gonna die, and like the only thing I thought was I guess the side characters would, but it's kind of weird like having
But also you're like they're not gonna die because they need characters.
if they fall from buildings and stuff. Then. And is the Taskmaster thing kind of remind me of Ghost almost, like how she just got like freed or whatever. Now she's just kind of living like in the background. Like where's Ghost?
That's I feel like that's the main thing that people are mad about is because like she's not even bad anymore.
Yeah, she's not Taskmaster. She's just a lady.
She's just a lady that can copy. I
saw people. Well, this is getting into Loki, but I saw people getting excited because they're like, "Oh, there's always a chance you get a variant, and you could have a real Taskmaster." It's like I don't know.
So confusing now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
everyone's excited because they think old characters are gonna come back. But I feel like majority of them won't.
I think
but not like actual.
Just in the grand scheme of things too, because now we know after this is getting Loki kind of, but like that it's about the multiverse and stuff. Like this being the start of Phase 4, kind of weird. Like this feels like it should be in Phase 3, but then all the other stuff's gonna be like not that. I guess Shang-Chi maybe, but like I don't know.
Shang-Chi looked good. I just didn't watch the trailer before. Now I did.
It does look good.
Yeah.
It's just the whole thing with Phase 4 is like we're supposed to be moving. I know I'm getting garbage on it because like to return back to a character we just saw to start the thing is a little. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I don't know. It's not like a great start, not a terrible start to Phase 4.
I was satisfied, but it, like definitely I got to see moving forward like how my opinion will change of movies, like especially because I already know I'm gonna like Shang-Chi when I come out of the theater, but I don't know how like good it will actually be because. Oh, okay. I'll wait.
What? Sorry.
No, I just don't know like how good it might actually be because I don't know, like coming out of the theater, I remember Danny's like, "Oh, this gave me faith that the MCU's competent again," because we watched Falcon Winter Soldier and WandaVision, and it's like, yeah, it gave me faith too again because I was like, oh, they could actually make movies, but like I was pretty amped up about it and happy, but I don't know if that was just recency bias type of thing.
Yeah. Just the more I think about it, the more it's like an average movie.
But whatever. Better than Captain Marvel though.
No Captain Marvel.
This was better than Captain Marvel.
Oh, this is better. Oh yeah, definitely that. I don't think it's.
I don't know. That's pretty much my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like whatever.
I know. It's the issue is not much to speculate.
Huh? What?
I said the issue is like with this type of movies, there's not much to speculate on, especially since Loki just happened. There's like way bigger.
Loki's gonna be crazy. Like, there's gonna be a lot more to talk about in that movie, I think. Yeah. Or show.
We can talk about Loki like coming up and this one.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're just gonna wrap it up. Yeah. If you enjoyed the podcast, subscribe, like the video, comment. Comment what you want to see next. We're probably going to take a break from MCU stuff after the Loki podcast just because we're not getting new content until What If, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's like August 11th.
Yeah, so like a couple weeks. Might review some other things. Yeah. So follow our TikTok and Instagram at podcast_time_times. We post like clips on those. Well, we used to. Nathan needs to do that.
Okay.
We're gonna try. Like we keep saying this at like the end of every podcast. We're gonna try to be more consistent, but it's just hard.
We're busy.
We're playing 2K. Okay, it's just
exactly. I mean, what's more important?
Yeah.
I do want to do more like individual movie things though. Like we never did like the Snyder Cut and the Suicide Squad's coming out soon. Stuff like that I want to do.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's gonna be it for today's podcast. Yeah. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.